Okay. My name is Florinda Sanchez, and I met Shawn through my coworkers at Neighborhood Loans. We all do mortgages together, and Shawn trains like several people in my company, and so Shawn came highly recommended, and I was in a really bad health place in my life, and I looked at it like, I don't care who this guy is. I have to have him. Like I have to save myself and try. And that's how we came together. The best thing I could have done for me myself ever.
That's a very kind word. So what were you specifically struggling with when we started? Or well, let's just talk about like maybe the top three things you were most concerned about addressing in the beginning of our program.
So the number one is my blood pressure. My blood pressure, but then it's also like a domino effect with my diverticulitis that I caught because of COVID. I have pocket holes throughout my entire intestines. So I also have, at that time, when I reached out to you this round, because we've been together several rounds now, this round is when I had let it spiral out of control. So my blood pressure was over in the high 140s. My weight was in the high 170s. I think, I'm trying to look here. I was, I'll find it. But then, okay, aside from the weight, it was from diverticulitis, I get really bad stomach cramps when the food is not being digested properly. And then I get diarrhea because the food is just passing through. Like I'm not getting the nutrition that I need because it's not absorbing properly because I'm not eating the right foods. Therefore, things are getting stuck in those pockets, which is causing my stomach aches. So it was just out of control. Like my bowel movements, the weight was out of control, and then the blood pressure. So it was definitely like a domino effect. But I would say the blood pressure and the diverticulitis can kill me. That's a fact, right? I can have a heart attack, I could die, or my diverticulitis. I've known. I just recently had a girlfriend's mother-in-law pass away from diverticulitis. So I know that, and I didn't know this before. I've already signed up with you 3 times, and I didn't know that diverticulitis was deadly. I just knew my high blood pressure was deadly. So now that I know that both of these things that I'm commonly having a problem with is a matter of life and death situation. So it's very serious. And the weight is just an added bonus of bad. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm here.
Jeez. Sorry. Are you there, Flo?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. I accidentally engaged Siri there. So that's great feedback about the beginning. Were we able to address those issues and obviously begin solving those top priorities in your health?
Absolutely. Yeah, so it looks like I started off at 178 on the weight. I weighed myself this weekend. I'm 154. I kind of plateaued at 154 for a couple of days last week, so I don't know where I'm at now. But I mean, I think the weight loss is the bonus, right? It's having me look better. But I feel better because of the foods. I'm eating the right foods that are not aggravating my diverticulitis. I'm the foods that I'm eating that you're recommending is allowing my body to process the nutrition from the foods. So my energy levels are a lot better. Mm-hmm. And my blood pressure is down to, let's see, just recently, I sent a picture. I'm at 123/86. So, it's not perfect, but it's definitely not life or death anymore. Thank God.
Yes, agreed. And I would say that, you're going to continue this process and it's going to continue to allow your body to heal. So that's great to hear. And with that said, moving forward, now that we are done, what are you taking from this program and applying to your life?
Like literally everything. I think the struggle that I personally face with your program is the discipline to be that everyday guy. Like every day I have to monitor myself. Every day I cannot deter from I'm supposed to eat. The every 2 hours is not a big deal. I love eating every 2 hours. A lot of people do this fasting and they only eat once a day, and that's miserable. I love eating every 2 hours. But basically it's like eating the same thing every day for an entire 3 months and tracking your results. I think for me, I'm such a free spirit personality. I'm like really bubbly. I'm very laid back. So it's a challenge for me to be this like perfect disciplined person and not have a day out of the month where I can let my hair down and just like do whatever I want. I may even follow the program on that day, but it's just the fact that I have to track myself and it's like I have to do this, and it was very challenging for me. But now, they say, oh, you can create a new habit in 21 days. I don't believe that. I mean, I've been doing this for 3 months and it's like, that's not realistic.
No, and it's not true. And realistically, we can't undo a lifetime of bad habits with 3 months, which is why, you can get a great start on your habits in 3 months, but continuing them will actually set those habits, so that very difficult thing that you have found to be hard for you, which is the structure, is what most people lack. And most people don't like structure because it causes accountability, and people don't like to hold themselves accountable because it sets you up for letdowns, which is why we don't hold ourselves accountable.
So what I have done to help me with just making it a lifestyle is I have my vision boards. Like I have my 3 screens that I work here, and I have vision boards that I'm looking at every day. And part of the vision boards has my eating schedule, like what I'm supposed to eat. Not that I forgot, but it's just like, it's kind of like my vision board has my future car that I'm going to get. Like I've been doing vision boards ever since I was a teenager, and I've literally always accomplished every car that I've had has been on my vision board since I was 18. I always put a new car on there and I always get that new car. So I have the eating thing here. And I think the main thing is that if I'm following the food program, it's a domino effect with everything else. Like after my breakfast, I'm taking all my vitamins, right? Because you assigned us specific vitamins, right? So I'm taking all my vitamins. If I'm starting at a specific time eating, then I'm done at a specific time eating. By that time, I'm already tired. Now, granted, I was having a lot of sleep issues that you helped me with, where I'm taking more magnesium now at nighttime, and the other pills if I need them, vitamins only, of course. So like the food schedule, I think, is like the hub of the whole program, because if I'm starting nice and early, I'm going to finish nice and early. And if I take the magnesiums to help me sleep at my last meal, it's like I'm going to be sleeping really soon. And then now my 8 hours kicks in. And then the third part of it is just tracking everything and making sure we text you, right? So I that those three main things are like a domino effect. Yeah, yeah. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I had it on mute to let you talk. So you
Yeah,
would say taking your takeaway from this program is the scheduling of your meals and the
yes,
sleep.
absolutely. Oh yeah,
Okay.
period.
Yeah.
Oh, and your vitamins, right?
Well,
So,
supplementation is huge too. Yeah.
right, because I mean, I don't think that we need those vitamins because there's not enough food in the day that we can take, especially, I mean, I'm older now, I'm not younger anymore. So, you know, when you're younger, you're like a superhuman. And I'm older now, so I'm trying to maintain that superhuman status. I mean, now I gotta supplement myself because my body's not either absorbing or producing the things that it used to absorb and produce in my 20s.
Well said. And also, it's not as much your body as it's the food that we eat doesn't have the value of nutrition that it once had, which is why we're supplementing too. The food
Yeah,
and the soil that they grow it in is deficient. So, because of genetic modification, we don't have the same nutritional value. And then, of course, over farming, the soil is not nutrient dense. So, the food that's grown from it doesn't have the nutrients. And so, we have to supplement to make sure that we have it. And you see the differences that your life and how you feel are after taking those supplements. So that's a big aha moment for you. And hopefully you
absolutely.
take that forward. Um, so overall, I mean, what you're obviously going to adapt some new principles because you want to feel a little bit less structured in the aspect of having to weigh yourself and following this specific regimen. But it sounds like you are going to continue on at least with the schedule of eating and the sleep, which is going to be basically all that you need to continue on with your health is just those two factors. And
Yeah.
other,
I know because you're recording this, I want to mention this just for other people. Um, so prior to me signing up with Shawn 3 months ago, I was working out twice a day. I'm obsessed with the gym. I do weights, I do cardio. I'm literally going in the morning, I'm going at nighttime. I was obsessed with the gym. What I what the program taught me is that you can literally lose weight, get healthy. And I'm not saying don't go to the gym, but you can do all these things without the gym. Because now Shawn adjusted my workout for isolation. I was working out so much, everything, full body. I mean, I was all over the place. And what I was doing is I was more stressing out my body with all these workouts, not getting my full 8 hours, not eating right. And I was thinking that me working out so hard twice a day was going to make up for me not eating right and pretty much just me not eating right, right? So like that's how I used to think when I was younger, like, oh, I'm gonna eat this fried chicken, but you know what? I'm gonna go hit some weights and I'm gonna work off those calories. Like it doesn't work that way. I don't know why I thought that. And there's a lot of people, my family, my friends, like, I don't know why we all think like that. We all think like if we do something, we can make up for it by going hard in the gym. And that is absolutely the complete opposite, which is what I really learned this last round with you, because I've been with you twice now, twice or three times, I don't know, 3 times, 4 times. So what I got from it is because when I had that break from you from my last 3 months, between this 3 months, I thought that me working out like crazy was going to help me and do it. And it was a total opposite. I was working out twice a day, 178 pounds. I was working out twice a day with my blood pressure in the high 140s. I was working out twice a day, having diarrhea and my stomach being upset all the time. So if you think working out is the solution, it's not. It's good for us to tone because we lose so much weight. And I'm not saggy, like I'm toned, but that's all it does is make sure that while we're shrinking, we're toning our body. that's it. It doesn't really help us with you need everything. You need everything.
Well said. Well said. And just to give you some insight on why that's so true is because when we're younger, our metabolisms are much more intact and healed. And so we can, and when we're in our 20s, technically out train our poor nutrition because our metabolisms are still intact. That means that your body hasn't had any damage from the lifestyle and food that you've put it through. So over time, now that you're in your late 30s, all the damage you've damaged your metabolism so you wouldn't be able to outtrain that metabolism. In the future, if you were to actually continue this process of eating healthy, your lifestyle, your sleep, eventually you get to a place where you could technically, and I wouldn't suggest it, you could technically outtrain a couple bad nights of eating because your metabolism has healed. But I will state,
I'm not there yet.
yeah, well, you're not there. And also, once you get there, once you start adding those bad foods, what you're doing is basically going back down in reverse and destroying your metabolism. So you can do it. And why we did it in our younger age is because our metabolisms were healed back then and they've been damaged over time. Because I know I thought the same way you thought, and everybody thinks that they can outtrain their poor nutrition and lifestyle until they damage their metabolism and then it doesn't work right anymore. So, like we did with you, I made you not do any cardio for several weeks just
That
to
was
see,
driving me nuts.
but you lost so much weight doing no cardio.
I was losing a pound a day doing no cardio. I was like, Jesus.
That's an aha moment,
And
right?
I'm like obsessed with working out twice a day. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Well, and that told us, or at least me, that there was some anxiety, and that's why the walks were so important to help release that anxiety during those and they work so well. And then, of course, the additional sleep that we focused on helped with that anxiety as well. And realistically, that weight fell off of you.
yeah.
That was awesome.
I still got a long way to go. I want to get down to 130 and I'm,
On the right
in the
track.
mid 150s now. So um
Well,
I'm excited. I'm excited to continue my health journey and follow your program. Mhm.
great, great. That's well said, and I'm super happy that you found